Dani Ceballos stands at a crossroads few expected when he first burst into the spotlight. A gifted midfield technician whose flicks and forward passes once seemed destined to shape big matches now faces a reality of limited minutes and tough decisions. The story picked up pace after a recent omission that felt to many like a symbolic ending. He himself hinted it could have been his last dance in white. And when Fabrizio Romano's report linked Olympique de Marseille to his signature, what was once whispering rumour became a headline with teeth. This isn't just a player moving clubs. It could be the moment a career is rebooted and two clubs subtly reconfigure their futures. At Real Madrid, Xabi Alonso has begun to sketch a new midfield identity, favouring certain profiles and giving chances to emerging talents. In that fresh blueprint, Ceballos' role has been reduced to occasional appearances rather than a starring place, and for a player whose game thrives on rhythm and responsibility, that lack of continuity has consequences. Enter Marseille, a club hungry to close the gap with the PSG monopoly in France, assembling a squad that mixes veterans and bold signings, and now reportedly sees Ceballos as a technical linchpin, the creative conduit who can link midfield to attack and unlock tight matches. The detail that matters most in the current reporting is the structure under discussion. A loan with an option to buy. It's pragmatic. For Marseille, it minimises immediate financial strain while testing fit. For Real Madrid, it offers a pathway to move a player who doesn't feature centrally in Alonso's plans while preserving value. For Ceballos, it promises game time, a clear role, and a stage to rediscover form. But the transfer market rarely moves on paper alone. There are tactical questions. Can he adapt to League One's rhythm and physicality? And psychological ones. Will he accept the responsibility of being a focal playmaker in a team with continental ambitions? If he does, the payoff could be immediate: regular starts, regained confidence, and performances that recalibrate how coaches and clubs value him. There are also strategic ripples. Real Madrid clearing his spot would underline a willingness to reshape the squad around a new midfield philosophy, accelerating opportunities for younger players and simplifying Alonso's choices. For Marseille, adding a midfielder with Champions League pedigree would not just upgrade personnel, it would change preparation for opponents and raise expectations internally and among fans. Timing is critical. Negotiations that begin in public can accelerate rapidly if all parties sense mutual upside, and the coming days could see firm offers, medicals proposed, and official statements replacing speculation. Yet transfers are human stories too. Ceballos has roots, memories of home, and a clear desire to play meaningful minutes rather than warming benches at the world's most scrutinized club. A move to Marseille could give him that, not as a retirement plan, but as a stage to thrive again. Ultimately, how this chapter is remembered depends on outcomes. A successful loan turned permanent would look like a masterstroke for player and club, a reset that put confidence and minutes back at the centre of his career. If it stalls, it will be another tale of potential unfulfilled by circumstance. For observers, the lesson is simple. Transfers often signal more than roster changes. They expose tactical shifts, financial calculations, and personal gambles. Keep your eye on official confirmations. Watch how both clubs frame the deal, and listen to how the player describes his ambitions after any move. Because whether this is Ceballos' glorious second act or a sideways step, the next transaction will at the very least rewrite a portion of his story and say something about both Real Madrid's future plans and Marseille's appetite to challenge the established order. The outcome is close enough to feel urgent, and for a player once billed as a midfield artist, the chance to paint again on a different canvas might be exactly what's needed.